bonus HP regen, bonus river armor as well, just by being it with Guardian Sprint. And if you level up your bash, you just get bonus damage, just flat damage bonus. 8, 16, 24, 32 on top of your attack.
And that's all time. That's not for the bash.
No, it's just a passive, right? If you're in the water, you just get that bonus damage. So that gives you a lot more damage to CS with and harass with, and you get a lot more HP to just survive, HP and armor. So basically, if you're in water, you get HP regen, bonus armor, and bonus damage. That's a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hype. I'm excited to see how it works. The other thing, of course, is that, I mean, there's a lot of games that have been happening over and over and over again. People might be a little bit confused about the Zeus position 4. We watched a game of this just the other day where Xingqiu came in and completely dominated. He was playing against, it was a Weaver and a TA, I think, or something. It was some like super heavy physical damage heroes, and he went Guardian Greaves and basically like came in, won a couple of clutch team fights for his team, and Azure get 4 bounty runes to start. Double blood grenade, turning Nightfall, trying to get this first blood, but the crutch.
Do they? Look at them all die.
Too. They will get at least one. Toronto Tokyo gets that kill, but Nightfall now needing to back away. Is he going to be able to get? I mean, he's kind of just in a bad situation no matter what. Oh my God, Slardar's coming after him.
He's going to TP now, for sure. Right. Now Zeus has no mana whatsoever. Xingqiu, I thought he might just go back to base, but no, he's going to bring out some mangoes and deal with it. So that's 4 bounty runes. First Blood did go the way to Toronto Tokyo of all players, which isn't the greatest, and they traded the kill. So good start already for Azure.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, not having a ton of mana for Xingqiu up top is going to be a little bit tough. But I'm curious, like you were talking about, to see how this mid matchup goes. XM likely going to just be trying to put the hurt on whenever possible, and try and deal with GPK out of the mid lane.
I'm keeping a very close eye on this lane, and it's super interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's going to get bashed in the face over and over again. I mean, whatever you do, get a bash charge as well, you have 2 choices. It's not always best to just hit heroes with it, because your bash damage does bonus damage on creeps too. It's just one of those mechanics, kind of like why Chaos Knight is so popular. His crit did bonus damage to creeps as well. So once you get a bash charge available, you guarantee a CS that cannot be denied.
Does it work on denies as well, or no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
I mean, you can't bash your own creeps, so
that's you should be able to. Like a failure in design, I'm going to be honest. Well, we've been keeping our eyes on the mid. Up top here, Nightfall is somewhat low going up against XXS as Toronto Tokyo is trading blows with Xingqiu 2. Did manage to get that camp blocked out by the Treant. But still, it's scary times going forward, right? Like a lot of burst damage can come from the Zeus eventually.
It definitely will. He just needs the farm. And we all know Xingqiu has gotten it.
Oh, gets the finish. Does die after.
Not a bad result, really, here, especially if you can hold the wave here on front of the tower. This is going to benefit the Weaver over the Magnus, because Mag is probably going to lose an entire wave here. They're both going to TP at the same time, but the wave here is closer for the Weaver. And as you see, Pure uses the skewer to just get a little bit closer. He doesn't want to miss up on that experience.
Yeah, I'm trying to do what he can to spam out the wave a bit, but not easy at all. And up top, Nightfall in more trouble. Success Xingqiu right on top of him, has a leap forward, a couple more punches. Xingqiu taking the tower, but they get the kill.
And these are kills you do not want to give Xingqiu. This man is a monster with farm, and he might just go deny himself, potentially. He decided to walk around the long way. But yeah, back to the middle lane. This is the lane to watch out for. And so far, it's been pretty dead even. But I think at some point, it's hard to say. They're both cleave type heroes, right? Slardar's taking a lot of damage from the cleave of Kunkka. But at the same time, Kunkka's taking a lot of damage from the bash of Slardar.
Yeah, neither feels.
I like this matchup.
Great.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. And then, of course, the other thing that's kind of interesting is Kunkka not having that bottle. XM does have one, And with Sprint, he can get pretty quick over to in front of to both sides of the water runes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Gonna get bashed in the face, stunned. Oh, that's not fair. This matchup has been skewed. There's a tree armor in the mist now.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What level is that tree armor?
Up top though, XXS. They're gonna pop the metamorphosis and try and punch him, force him back. Does have the ring coming out, I think, in a little bit. Oh no, that was the full one. So not opting to go for the Ring of Regen. Centaur picking up a Wraith Band instead.
So even with the help of the tree armor, it's pretty clear here that this matchup is still good for Slardar. And that's a little worrisome if you are BetBoom team, because you picked this Kunkka knowing pretty well that this Slardar was going into the mid lane. And now it just looks like at this point in the game, we're maxing stun with Slithering Crush because he did go the bottle build, that GPK can't lane anymore. He's just opting to go stack the big camp and farm that over even deal with XM in the laning stage. And that's not really a good sign for your counter pick matchup.
Well, and the big thing too is that means that now you have also the Weaver having a really good time down bottom because they got to see the entire lane basically, and then go with what they wanted to go with. I don't know. I'm like you said, a little bit concerned about this one for BetBoom. Are they going to be able to come out of this laning stage on okay footing?
I mean, the good news is that even if the Kunkka has a hard time laning, this hero can jungle really quickly. So it's not like he's going to get nothing out of it. He's not forced to make rotations and make things happen on the map. He's still going to get his farm regardless. It's just he's not slowing down XM at all. And that's going to be the big issue here.
XM spots the regen rune, picks it up as they brought 2 supports mid and were not able to take away the rune.
Yep. Not quite. And top lane here, they're going to just be running around here. And I think right now, even the Centaur is having a better game than he probably should have laning versus a very strong matchup.
Yeah. A little concerned for BetBoom. We'll see, though. Obviously, nothing to completely write home about yet. But XM is bullying Kunkka back in that mid a little bit, at least. Xingqiu already has the Sage's Mask in hand and queuing up the Phylactery along with the Arcane Boots. Lightly going to stop off partway for that. While Save heads on over to pick up the Wisdom Rune, and Xingqiu will as well.
Good choice. I'm very curious to see what Xingqiu is going to do for itemization. Last time he did do the mech, but at least I feel like it had a purpose. And I feel like in this game, you can probably get away with something a bit more greedy, in the sense of out your own damage output, right? Even if he does want to go for the Aghanim Scepter or something like that to help get to that Terrorblade and burst him, that might not be a bad choice.
Oh, down bottom, Pure getting really low. They're glyphing the wave too to try and force these guys back. They will retreat a little bit. Lil playing this one safe while still keeping that pressure on and making Pure feel very uncomfortable.
And I talked about it before in the post game. The biggest strength of BetBoom team has been their laning stage, but in this particular game, they're losing 3 lanes.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see from this squad coming in at this early go. But now up top, they go on to Nightfall, find him here, and another kill.
And mid lane as well, the bow.
Oh, trying to make something happen. XM seeing if he can live. Not going to happen, though.
Really good by Save there to cancel that Ink Swell immediately. One of the not even quality of life things for Grimstroke, but this is what made Grimstroke be a hero that was unpickable for the longest time to being a top tier support. The fact that the Ink Swell lasts so much longer, of course, the shard with the spell, but in that situation, Slardar would have ran away in the river super fast if he didn't cancel the Ink Swell to get that even just small stun.
Right. Well, this is a nice move over. Okay, making things happen with Treant Grim. Supports needing to salvage the lane. So BetBoom making some solid plays here. Xingqiu does have 3 points up in the Arc Lightning, so he He's probably happy XXS died, honestly. He's going to soak up this farm for himself.
You hate to say it, but, you know, maybe I have a core mentality, but when I play 4 and my offlaner dies, I'm secretly very happy if I get a farm.
Exactly.
It's like, it's fine, don't worry about it, Mario. My bad.
Yeah.
Smiling.
I mean, what's he going to do to help anyway? He's a freaking Zeus, you know?
Yeah, not much. Heavenly Jump can only do so much.
Oh. Is this the build? Slardar going for Yules? Is that just a Kunkka thing?
Let me go check the build real quick. But I'm pretty sure nobody has done this before.
It's kind of crazy. I like it against Kunkka, though. It kind of makes sense, right? If he's going to X you, you have a way to try and survive through it. Because otherwise, this happens. And an easy boat connection with the Silent Zinc. Not enough mana to try and punish this fully.
The only person I've seen do the Yules in pubs has been your boy Mid One, and he lost.
Oh, no. All right, interesting.
I mean, Cox did it as well from Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Maybe he's learning from Mid One and other Southeast Asian teams.
Okay. I mean, it is obviously really good against X. You kind of have to go with like the fake out thing. GPK can maybe fake the Torn, and then you know how that whole song and dance goes.
Indeed. I know it very well, as I do enjoy my Kunkka. Most of it has to do with the Kunkka's timing, though.
Yeah.
More so than the other. But at any rate, you can definitely check. Like, the only thing as a Kunkka you can do about it is you X him, and then you run into fog. Because the moment you do that, he can't actually see if you use the mana for the torrent. He can't see your animations. And then you just kind of have to like, force the Yules, and then you come out of the fog as the Kunkka and then follow up on it. So that is the main song and dance you're talking about as the Kunkka, the how to deal with it.
Okay. It'll be something to watch for. For now, at least, Slardar is smoked and heads down to the bottom side of the map. There hasn't been any big rotations at all. People just sort of comfortable where they're sitting and farming. Pure the bottom of the cores at the moment by a little bit of a margin, not a huge one. Well, GPK is going to come on in and try and clean up a couple of these stacks with the mag.
Oh, GPK is going to get really farmed. And this isn't even based off of like I go back to their strategy as a whole, actually. And maybe, okay, hold up. They're just going to get a tree. That's it. All right, not that big. No need to hold up for that. That's a classic tree just trying to defend the tower. Gets mega ganks, and that's all there is to that one. But either way, like, this Kunkka pick, maybe the idea was maybe you're not going to win versus the Slardar in the mid lane, but we're going to stack like crazy for you, and we have a mag, so at some point in this game, like, your cleave damage is going to be insane. You're going to get really farmed, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Right. Yeah, he's the top net worth in the game. Not what you would anticipate after a bit of a rough laning stage. But like you said, not a huge problem for this very farm-oriented hero. There are also stacks that are being built by Azure. Zeus built up a couple of them, has a haster now as he heads over towards mid and is going to farm things up along with XM, getting to work there, and wanting to get into all of their items. Zing Q, as well as save the two fairly farmed heroes at this point in the game.
You know, if like you can have a Dota pro be like your spirit animal.
Okay.
Low would be mine.
Really?
Yeah, like I agree. Like, he likes Weaver, he likes Lone Druid. Anyway, hold up. Great global there, gonna disjoint the combination there.
Yeah, so they can't actually get it, and XXS shows up, although the silence onto 2 is gonna be somewhat annoying. Inkswell also, and Pure comes in. They do pop the Stampede, but it's not gonna be enough to get out of trouble. So 2 quick kills. Global used.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, back on my tangent. Low likes everything he does is something that I like to do, all the way to his item builds, skill builds. I've been in a lot of the heroes he likes to play.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching him play, basically. That's all I'm saying. Because he has a lot of similarities.
Well, this is good for you to do more of the caster cursing. It's, the inaugural thing for you.
Oh,
Or does
what do
he
you
live?
mean? What do you
mean? Low, the winner. Low's too strong. There's a reason fear loves you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I told you.
Sick.
Dire's middle tower is
So
under
you
attack.
like the no swarm build? Just all maxed out Geminate and Sakuchi.
If you're going to be greedy and farm a lot, yeah. Like, this is the farming build. And I like it when players know how to be greedy. And Low has shown that he knows how to not only be greedy, but also be the type of player that can get active when he needs to as well. And I respect that. And of course, like, a lot of my bias as to why I like him is because he likes playing a lot of the heroes I like playing. That a lot of the other players don't like playing. So, there you go.
Makes sense.
He gets my approval of just style points.
Wow. A very solid couple of days he's had so far on this land. Been impressive to watch. We'll see if he can carry his team towards victory in this one. And the other guy that we're just going to be keeping our eyes on this entire time is going to be Xingqiu on the Zeus. They will find the tree up here by the bottom side of the map. Toronto Tokyo tries to TP away. Not going to happen. But Xingqiu getting closer and closer to that phylactery after finishing off the arcades.
Yeah, he's got good farm on Xingqiu. He's the... We're not surprised to see this whatsoever, of course, but he's the most farm support in the game. And I believe he'll probably keep that trend as long as the game is either even or they're winning. Of course, if they're losing, he could probably still be high in net worth. But generally speaking, if you're losing the game, it's very natural to be lower net worth. But for now, he's going to continue to climb. The blink first on Centaur, it's actually been pretty fruitful. We talked about this last series about sometimes when you go builds like these, where you're just rushing blink, it puts you in a situation where you got to get shit done on the map. And he's been getting it done.
Well, let's see if they can make some more stuff happen here. GPK is the one that looks like they're eyeing up at the moment. XM is going to come and try and farm this. They get the X marks the spot. Decides to back away. Treant is also showing up at this point. Smoke and the wrap around the other side. So this is a long held bait. And is GPK getting a little bit cavalier with his movements? He steps forward to jump out, and they get it immediately with the global follow-up there all over GPK, trying to take him down, and they get it.
Yeah, he didn't get the Blade Mill off on that either, so he might be pretty tanky with a double bracer, Blade Mill, Phase Boots, and the Reaver going into that hard. But with that amplified damage, I guess it doesn't seem to matter, and I get the damage from the Zeus. I had to drop everything for it, but well worth it, as that was the most farmed hero in the game by quite a bit. So a lot of gold going to the way of XXS actually getting it. And that's pretty big too, because we talked about how he's just running around and getting stuff done. If he's the one that gets the kills, he's being rewarded for making plays happen on the map. He's not only taking gold away from the enemy, he's putting it straight into his pocket. So really good plays, and XSS has been pretty impressive all around, I would say, this game on the Centaur.
Low is your spirit ammo. Xingqiu is mine, because I just saw him miss a stack of ancients, but still sit there and help farm it. That's my type of gameplay right there. And Xingqiu, after Phylactery, is going to be going in for the Guardian Greaves. So yeah, helping out the team, building these big items. I guess the sort of elephant in the room for me, and a player that I don't think we've said his name that many times at all, is Nightfall. Terrorblade is farming. How concerned are you this game for an out-of-control Terrorblade?
That's an interesting question. I'm not super concerned about it if I'm Azure, right?
Okay.
Like, you're a little bit concerned, of course. You're always going to be a little bit concerned about Terrorblade, but most of the games I see with Terrorblade in the late game, this hero hasn't even been carrying games when it gets farmed. Oh, Low, though.
Yeah, in trouble. He does not have an easy way out of their stampede. The control. XXS 3 heroes caught with the stomp, but it wasn't enough to help. And now Xingqiu gonna throw out some spells. They have the connection onto both of them, and the torrent follow-up. Oh, it could not have gone worse right there.
It most certainly, I mean, it could have got worse, but not by
never
much.
Mind. Well, now it might be. Except, okay, he has an Invis-Run. That keeps him alive.
Yeah, that was a quick Eul's stopping the RP from coming out there, but the follow-up wasn't even super close, I would say, either. XM with the Eul's very difficult to kill right now, but I also will say his damage output is also not very impressive either. Like, he has very little attack speed, so he's not going to be doing much of the bashing. He's just really relying on spamming the Slithering Crush. I mean, those talents do get pretty absurd. Once you get to the Shard, you start getting some more points into the Slithering Crush and the Slithering Crush cooldown. This is when this hero gets really obnoxious, as well as being tanky. So I think it's more of a means to farm building these duels. And we'll see here, like, how disaster ensues. Like, this time, there's not enough, right? You were almost there on XSS, but you weren't there quite. ZenQ, he goes in, he tries to help. But Toronto Tokyo doing a really good job scouting that back line there, getting that +1 kill. So turning one pick off that should have been nice and clean into a bonus +2. And that's going to help him a lot in the net worth department. But meanwhile, Weaver Slardar, pretty good at doing Roshan.
Yeah, and I guess just the positioning around the map makes them feel confident going for this, but it is going to happen. And, you know, if there's, sure, Slardar not having a ton of damage, the one thing he definitely provides with that Corrosive Haze is a heck of a lot of minus armor. So him having that online and now having a Blink Dagger, he's ready to go. They've got Deso on this Weaver. These next couple of minutes are going to be really interesting to watch, particularly as Lul picks up his Shard.
Yeah, so you were talking about, like, the Terrorblade. Am I afraid of him, like, getting really farmed? Answer is always going to be slightly yes, but realistically no. Because you have a lot of weird things in Dota right now, and I'll hold on that thought real quick.
Jump. Stun. Thunder God's Wrath out. Pull back Weaver. Will it be enough to get the kill in time? Yes, that's Aegis down. Success still has his blink ready to go. He wants to. He can try and jump in. Needs to wait for it. Lul living for the moment. Stun now on to 2. Zeus is
he time-lapsed no HP.
And it is not going to be the way it needed.
No.
The Aegis timing. Oh, that really hurts.
He time-lapsed back to before when he died on the Aegis. So he lost HP with that time-lapse and just instantly died. And you see Save gave him the tip because, like, yep, you messed up, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Sad. Watch this time lapse when it gets there. It's a great RP. I mean, I was a little concerned because Toronto Tokyo pretty much whiffs the route here entirely and doesn't hit anything. And I was like, okay, they're gonna get him here. He's gonna probably die, but at the end we didn't get the time in the clip, unfortunately. But he time lapsed at a very unfortunate time. Sometimes that stuff can happen as Pure will go down here. Unlucky. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. It's not something that you anticipate happening again, most likely. Although, who knows? It might happen. The plus side of it is that, you know, they're able to get a return kill onto Pure. And I think if there is one thing to be said about this lineup, like, global, as long as it isn't used, Azure Raid can keep fighting. You know, there's not that many cooldowns that they need to play around with their lineup.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And to go back to my point real quick about, like, the Terrorblade again and scaling, Dota's gotten to the point where people understand these level 25 timings, and a lot of heroes are picked because they're OP at level 25. Like, I could realistically see a 6-slot Terrorblade just not be able to play the game versus a Slardar, who's just got the Slithering Crush talent at level 25, right? Continuously spamming it with this Weaver who has this ridiculous talent of the double Germinate attack as well. Just, like, going off on and on again. And that's just Dota. Like, finding what's OP in the game right now. And Terrorblade has just been consistently a strong hero. He doesn't have any, like, really silly talents. It's like, let me check it. 7 seconds, right? 7 seconds Slithering Crush. And it gets reduced by 4 seconds with that talent. And then I see people also buy Octarine Core on top of it. You're just spamming that off cooldown. And it does an absurd amount of damage with the Shard and the level 20 talent.
Well, we'll see if they can come into it before that happens. Yule Scepter to lift up, which means they don't get the stun. Lul backs away. That's global down. Now in a weird position. They do manage to find him with X, try to pull him back in. Will it be enough? With Weaver dead, they're still dealing a good amount of damage, but not enough. XM also trying to escape. We'll have a blink back up in a moment. Gets into their base. Does not have a TP. It's just gotta run.
That's not your base, buddy.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Tree's going in. He might be able to get the root here. He does.
Gets him. Crush decides to turn to bash. Toronto Tokyo going in for the kill and manages to make it happen with save.
My man Toronto Tokyo there. He knew exactly what he was doing. I bet he didn't think he was gonna die even once there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely not. No fear for Toronto Tokyo.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, he was like, I'm going to do this, and if I die and you kill him, it's still worth it, right? And just if I live, even better. There's really no downside there. But if I die and he gets away, then he'd probably be sad.
Yes. As we take a look at another one of these, I thought he was going to get out and get away with this, but Lul stuck around a bit too long out of that Sakuchi. Took too long to get it back in, and then the X, he was just dead. It was a rough one.
Speaking of the X and being dead.
Pure finds a couple more onto this Zeus. No free reign. The tidal wave pulls them back in, and another 2 dead. BetBoom are absolutely slain now.
And we haven't seen a team make Azure look this way in any of the games we've casted so far. BetBoom is literally making it seem like they're being outclassed here on the map. And so far, all the other teams that have played against Azure, it's been the opposite, right? It's mainly been Azure doing the schooling, but in this particular game, yeah, BetBoom was just like outplaying them all over the map.
It is really impressive. And I'm not sure if it's like positioning oriented. Maybe it's something with like Terrorblade pushing out the lanes and giving them a ton of extra vision. Whatever the case is, Azure, like, they keep on finding Xingqiu. He's dying in these fights. Grimstroke feels like it's been doing a lot with that Soulbind. It's been really impressive to see.
His save is really impressive on a lot of the ranged position 4s. It's like his specialty. And his Grimstroke is one that I haven't actually seen a lot of. Of course, you think of him, you obviously think of Skywrath and Techies a lot, but it seems like his Grimstroke is also another one of his signatures as well, just based off how many Dota Plus levels he has on this hero. Right. And it's been looking really good. It's definitely been top tier.
We get the shard now. Hand it over.
This is disgusting. Like, GPK is disgustingly farmed.
Yeah. That's hard. That's Ags. Double bracers. He is so strong right now.
Yeah, throw a Treant armor on top of him. It's not an easy kill.
No, it is. It is quite tough, and this feels like it is time for Azure to do some split pushing, try and slow down the game as much as they can, because they know that they can't fight at this point. Yeah, very tough to deal with.
And you see Toronto Tokyo TPing top. Like, they're gonna bait here. They're gonna see the Centaur over here. This is actually just amazing game sense right here by Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah. The root, they find him, dodges back, finds him immediately, and there's the skewer connection. XXS in trouble, no way out. But mid lane, are they gonna try and they can't get anything in return either. It's a freaking Kunkka. Are you gonna kill GPK?
And you wanted to know the question of, like, are the Illusions giving, how is BetBoom doing this? They just have a better understanding of the game. And they're already back mid on Xingqiu. He has no way of getting out of this one either. So see you later, Xingqiu. Another one bites the dust here. And what they're doing that is so impressive here is they take this tier 2, and out of process of elimination, right? They're not defending it. Where are they at? They're probably on the opposite side of the match. And Toronto Tokyo instantly sets up on the opposite side of the match. So where do you go? If Toronto Tokyo is always there, and again, Pure, why not? Add one more to his collection here, as another one's going to potentially go down.
That's huge. Yeah. Tries
they
to
messed
crush
up.
And get away. Okay, that at least saves them something. Are they going to try and go now onto Pure? Okay, crush. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That is a whole lot of damage. He's dead. So they do get a counter kill.
There's a Rax missing mid, though.
Yeah, that's that's an issue. Now the Centaur stomp. Everybody back alive for Azure. So with Grimstroke there having the ink swell to ensure the retreat, BetBoom, they're going to be fine getting out of there. So you think this has all been just like game understanding play from BetBoom that's been putting them into the lead here?
Yeah, 100%. They're just playing the map better. They're reading the map. Of course, their heroes are good at doing it, but that's what's the point of that argument? Just in this particular game, they're just outplaying him on the map. They're outmaneuvering. Save in that last fight, unfortunately, didn't pop his Inkswell to chain stun the Slardar there, which caused Pier to die instead of the Slardar to die, which obviously is a little bit unfortunate to say the least. But other than that, they've been playing pretty immaculately.
I think they know on BetBoom that this is happening because they saw the Wisdom Rune get taken away. Now they see that it's right there. They try and burst him right at the start. Does have Sunder available as well as that Inkswell, and he is just going to start ripping them to shreds. They pull in the Zeus, find that kill too, and have to run away. With the root coming out, they got 4 chances. BKB, they managed to find the pullback onto Weaver. Time-lapse getaway. Control, not going to find it. Backline finding save, but there isn't any follow-up. XM can't do it alone. This guy has a Yules.
Well, but I don't think Tian Ming is getting out of this one.
No, he is mega dead.
He's taunting him or what?
I don't know. It looks like it. A little bit coming out from Nightfall, and they find it! Just randomly, he spotted him heading over that direction and drops the RP as soon as he came into range of that ward. Oh, they're so good.
They're getting outplayed super hard in this game, but it's gotten to the point where I don't think you have the tools to deal this anymore.
Yeah. GG is called. It had fallen completely off the rails. Probably the shortest match that we've seen so far, and BetBoom, even though they've been trading games, when they're at their best, it's so hard to compete.
I mean,